What's going on, everyone? It's Sean from Barbell Built Body, and today I'm going to be talking about the Hardgainer, or as I like to call, the bad eater. Because let's call it what it is. It's not good eating habits. Oftentimes the Hardgainer, it'll be like, I work out 4 to 5 times a week, lifting heavy, I can't put on weight. And then it's usually followed out by, they participate in a lot of extracurricular activities as far as a lot of different, maybe sports, intramural sports, fun stuff. Rec leagues, pickup basketball, whatever, soccer, kickball, a lot of stuff that requires a lot of energy expenditure. So that is going to play into needing more calories, right? So let's just say, assuming your caloric intake, I'm going to use an arbitrary number, is 3,000 calories a day to maintain your current weight. Now, if you now add on a bunch of activity outside of the gym, you're going to have to account for that. So now you burn 500 extra calories in exercise. Now you need to add that basically back in. So now you're up to 3,500 calories. Now, assuming now you wanted to gain weight, now you need to be 3,750, 4,000 calories. So this is where I think people make the mistake. Now, this is why cardio on top of weights, for people who are cutting, it makes it a lot easier to get into that caloric deficit, right? Cardio is not mandatory to lose weight, but it helps in a situation like that. That's why oftentimes when people want to gain weight, they cut back on cardio because it limits the amount of excess calories they have to consume already, right? Because if you're burning, like I said, if you do 500 calories of cardio on top of your already lifting routine, now you have to basically calculate that in to your caloric intake and then add it on to the already surplus you already are trying to eat in. So it makes it more difficult. Not saying you can't do cardio if you're trying to gain weight, but that just means you need to eat that much more. Now, one of the other things I noticed with Hardgainers is that they oftentimes skip meals. Now, I'm not going to go into different meal timing. I think there's nothing wrong with eating less meals, a couple meals a day, 2 or 3 versus, 5 or 6. Now, a lot of that's preference. I think, honestly, 4 to 5 is the sweet spot, especially as far as making sure, a feeding can be a protein shake, right? Because that's oftentimes what you need is to maximize hypertrophy. Ideally, you want to have protein equally spaced, like 3 to 4 hours apart. Now, when assuming, we'll go back to, let's just say, target calorie goal now is 3,000 calories. Go back to that arbitrary number. If you cut out a meal, say you're eating 3 meals a day and you go to 2, now you have to eat 1,500 calories a meal. That is a very large meal, right? So oftentimes people will be like, I eat so much food and I can't gain weight. Well, not really. You ate large quantities at 2 separate times, but it still didn't equaled your maintenance calories, not a surplus, right? So this is why oftentimes people in like 2 meals a day, if you go like intermittent fasting or whatever it is, whatever you're doing, you drop down. Some people like that and benefit off that and it's easy for them to stay in a caloric deficit. But oftentimes the things that help maybe but it goes vice versa. Some people have better luck eating 5 meals a day to stay in a caloric deficit. But either way, eating, oftentimes I feel like it can make it more difficult to eat in a surplus if you cut meals. Like I said, the 1,500 calories is a massive meal, so oftentimes you'll feel like you're eating huge quantities of food, but in reality, you're just eating huge quantities of food less portions of the day, which is still going to give you a net caloric balance, which is not giving you the surplus, which is not giving you the gains. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions for me, I kind of want to do, I think, some more talks on protein, but I'm not positive yet. But anyway, if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, share with your friends, and make sure to follow me on Instagram, Simple Fitness by Sean. I'll talk to you guys soon.